It is so good to see our faces at this time when we're separated by space, but our love is not separated from one another. Our Time for All Ages today is from a delightful book written by Phyllis Root and illustrated by the wonderful Helen Oxenberry. And this came about through an experience that many of you will be familiar with. As Phyllis was driving in long road trips with her children, they'd get bored along the way and restless. And so she began this game of pointing to things outside the car and saying, what do you think, how do you think that first creature was first born? She began to tell origin stories with her kids, and her kids began to tell her origin stories of all of life surrounding them. And this is one of the stories that came from that creative enterprise. When Big Mama made the world, she didn't mess around. There was water everywhere. And Big Mama saw what needed to be done all right. So she rolled up her sleeves and went right into it. It wasn't easy either, with that little baby sitting on her lap. Didn't stop Big Mama though, not for a minute. Light, said Big Mama, and you better believe there was light. Dark, said Big Mama, and there was dark, just as big as light. You two got work to do, Big Mama said. Don't you be fooling around none. Then she looked at the light, and she looked at the dark, and she looked at that little baby looking at the light and at the dark, smiling and cooing, and Big Mama said, that's good. That's real good. That's how the first day went by. Next day, Mama looked around. Can't tell my up from my down, said Big Mama. Better have some sky here. And there it was. One big sky over everything, soft and blue as a baby's blanket. Wasn't much else yet, but water and light and dark and sky, all doing what Big Mama wanted them to do. And Big Mama, she was pleased all right. That's good, she said. That's real good. That's how the second day went by. Next day, Big Mama looked around some more and she said, got me some light, got me some dark, but I still can't tell what time of day it is. How am I ever gonna know when it's morning, evening, time to put the baby down for a nap? Always the most important time of the day. Big Mama, she wanted to know all right, and anything Big Mama wants, Big Mama gets. That's just how it goes. Sun, said Big Mama, you take care of this day business for me. Moon, said Big Mama, you take care of the night. Big Mama made the stars too, just in case old Moon overslept sometime. Big Mama looked at the sun and the moon and the stars filling up the sky, just in time for little baby's nap. And Big Mama nodded and she smiled and she said, that's good. That's real good. That's how the third day went by. Next morning, Big Mama got up with the sun and she said, I need a place to put my feet down when they need putting down. She knew that there'd be some foot putting down when that baby of hers got to growing some more. Earth, said Big Mama, get over here. And it did. All one big ball of mud it was, nothing much to look at. Baby liked it all right, just the way it was. But Big Mama wasn't finished yet. Need some grass to wiggle my toes in, said Big Mama. Some big old shade trees for hanging a hammock, papayas and oranges and boysenberries for eating on. That's how it was then, just like Big Mama said. Little baby sucking on a mango and grass and trees and fruit all over the place, like somebody tripping over a fruit salad. Big Mama, she looked at all that earth and she said, that's good. That's real good. That's how the fourth day went by. Lots of folks would be plenty pleased, but Big Mama, she doesn't quit a job till it's done and done right. Big Mama looked at all that sky and earth and trees and sun and moon and stars, and she said, awful quiet down there. Better have some whales. Better have some birds. Better have some fish. That's exactly what happened, all right. Pretty soon there were more whales and catfish and mockingbirds and crows than a little baby could shake a stick at, which a little baby could do if a little baby wanted to, since Big Mama had already made all those trees full of sticks. Big Mama looked at all that action and she said, that's good. That's real good. That's how the fifth day went by. Big Mama was about ready to be done with it all. Making a world was a lot of work, with that laundry piling up and the dishes needing doing. She figured she'd better finish things off in one big bang. I need me some creepers and crawlers, said Big Mama, some runners and jumpers, some diggers and divers. Everybody else wants to get created. Here's your chance. Hedgehogs and night crawlers, raccoons and garter snakes, rabbits and polar bears. That's how Big Mama made them all. One big bang. But Big Mama still wasn't done. Oh no, I'm lonely, said Big Mama. Who's gonna sit on the front porch and swap stories with me? Not these creepers and crawlers. Not these diggers and divers. They're good, all right, but not one of them can tell a story worth a pluck nickel. And all this little baby could say so far is goo goo gaga. I need some folks to keep me company. Even mamas get lonely sometimes. Big Mama, she scooped up some of that leftover mud and she pushed and she pulled and she poked and she pried. And the next thing you know, there were folks everywhere. Big folks and little folks, fat folks and thin folks, all kinds of shades of folks. And every one of those folks had a story to swap with Big Mama. That's good, said Big Mama. That's real good. That's how the sixth day went by, with Big Mama and all those folks sitting on the porch and gabbing while the sun went down. Big Mama was ready for a rest, all right, ready to bundle up with that little baby of hers in that big blue blanket of the sky. But Big Mama had one more thing to do. She lined up all those folks and said, this is a real nice world we got here, and you all better take some good care of it. I'm taking a day off to rest now, but I'll be keeping an eye on you. That's what Big Mama said, all right, and you better believe she meant it. Every once in a while, when she's burping the baby or making cookies or rocking that little baby to sleep, Big Mama looks down and says, better straighten up down there. And every so often, Big Mama looks down on this nice little world she made, and she nods and she smiles and she says, that's good. That's real good. May we remember this story as a means to remember the wonderful power of creation and how so much of this great and beautiful world preceded us, and how we are meant to take good care of it. May it be so.